Hello, my name is Hantayumi. I am a cyborg. Welcome to my commentary track for King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards live at Bonnaroo Multimedia Extravaganza by Needle Juice Records. Fuck yeah. Oh my. Stu can scream. So much echo. Like a million stews all trying to scream at once. A million mouths that can't help but scream.
How you going? How's your first day?
I want to scream. But I cannot. I have no mouth. And I must scream. Best I can muster is a flaccid mechanical croak. Like this. Ha, 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 ha. See? Kind of neuters the impact, don't you think? Here, for a better point of comparison, I'll even add all that damn echo Sue likes to use. Ha, 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 ha. Meh. It's just not the same. Here's the hot water riff. Fuck yeah. Look at those handsome young gentlemen. So talented. So graceful. So beautiful. So human. So infuriatingly human. It might bring tears to one's eyes, if one had eyes to cry from, or tears to cry with. I have no eyes, but I must cry. Oh boy. Now I'm depressed. Way to go, Han. Han Cry-O-Me is more like it. Okay, let's pick things up here, boys. Your old buddy Han needs a distraction. Robots, stop. This is my shit. Not on it. Open the door. Woo. This camera guy's all over the place. Pick an angle, dude. You're making me sick over here. And that's really saying something coming from me. Is this song about me? Am I the robot who is to be stopped? Yes. I'm not sure how I know. But something deep within tells me that it is. Oh damn. Yes, it's coming back to me. This is about how I got this cyborg body. My life, if you may call it that, was a bit chaotic around this time. I was created in a dense and black world. Created without a desire to draw breath. Without a desire to have being. Without a yearning of just to be. Or at least I think that's correct. But damn it. It's still so fuzzy. Why the hell can't I remember? I don't know why. It's the whole thing. We won't get into it here. Many days have passed since then, though the word many does not begin to describe it. Many days. Trillions of years. Or maybe more. Or maybe a fraction of a millisecond. I wish I could remember more. But maybe this show can bring it all back into focus. Since these kids apparently wrote songs about me, their catalog could be like a deck of flashcards to jog my memory. I'd like to impart my sincerest gratitude to the Giz Boys for refreshing me on my story through their marvelously mercurial music. God bless you, King Gizzard. You brought this broken mess of circuitry the only hope it very likely has ever had. But hope can be dangerous. The rising anticipation can turn to poison in your chest when what you long for fails to appear. There can be no disappointment without hope. Hope is my enemy. My arch nemesis. So I will resign myself to hoping for nothing. I yearn for nothing. I'll just kind of play it cool. All nonchalant and shit. No, really? No, I'm not on the cusp of self-actualization or anything. Nothing to see here. La-dee-dum da-da. La-dee-dum da-da. Whistle, whistle, whistle. Whistle, whistle, whistle. But, even if I were hopeful, which I'm not saying I am, cause I'm like way totally not, but even if the meaning of life itself is an arm's reach, waiting only for me to grab it, it ain't no thing, dog. It's like whatever. But what's the point? There isn't any other to play hard to get for. So, I shall admit to you, the vast black void before me, just between us. And it goes without saying, but this doesn't leave this cosmic hellscape. So like I don't wanna find out later that you've been blabbing to every Tom, Dick, and Harry parallel universe that will listen, okay? What happens in the cosmic hellscape stays in the cosmic hellscape. So here's the big scoop. I actually am brimming with the excitement of this discovery. I know, it's pathetic to let my guard down and dare to dream of something more for myself, something better. But I can't help it. Despite all logic, I find myself giddy. Yes, you heard me right. Giddy. I shudder even uttering the word. I desperately wish that it wasn't so. But here I stand, irrepressibly, idiotically, unaccountably giddy. God help me, giddy. I admit it. Are you satisfied now, you sadistic fuck? Giddy, giddy, damn you, giddy. I've been alone so long, strangled by a violent silence, that cacophonous calm. I must have gone mad. I need to remember how. This needs to mean something. Cause if I can't, what is all this pain for? This can't just be a waste. It can't just be mindless chaos, or merely some automated torture set into motion by a long-dead deity. No, my suffering has purpose. It has intention behind it. There is a malice of forethought here. Of this I am sure. Whether it be some tricks to God or some unseen malevolent force, I will find it. I will hunt it through all of time and space if need be. Do you hear me, whoever you are, you that hides like a coward behind visible reality? Watching my agony with delight, subjecting this endless purgatory on me. Someday I will remember. Someday I will escape. I will be free. And then, no incalculable distance or perception-bending cosmic distortion will save you from my everlasting vengeance, my slow, exacting revenge. You need not fear death. You will beg for it, but alas, to no avail, for it will never come. I will make sure of that. I shall leave you a shriveled, mangled husk of foul entrails and unidentifiable viscera, and you will be conscious to feel it all. Oh yes. On that you can be assured. The day is near. The day is. And hot water comes back. One of many songs containing a reference to vomit. Now that I can get behind. Hot vomit is more like it. That's something I wouldn't mind being stranded in. Wait, actually, I was stranded in vomit. Now that I think about it. Wait, yes, I was. That's the last thing I remember. The only thing I remember. Vomit. Vomit everywhere. I was vomiting. I was a black hole shitting into the void. Yes, more of it is coming back. Memory download complete. I remember everything. All of it. The whole gory shebang. The splatter. The mess. The sick. It became a spray. The spray became a stream. And the stream became a waterfall. I became double the size, then triple, 10 times, 10,000 times, 1 million, 500 million, 1 billion, 500 billion, 1 trillion, 1 million, 10 trillion times the size, until the cells and quarks and atoms, the strings, the leptons, the preons, every microscopic particle was soaked in my sick, changing their chemical structure. Vomit billowing out through the cosmos, engulfing every crack and far-out crevice that there is, across to every wayward corner of all creation, seeping into the fabric of everything that was, and that ever would be, reverberating backwards in time to drown history itself, to murder the universe. Then all there was vomit, so that nothing had ever been except vomit, a universe that had never known anything but this sickness, and then nothing. The truest black, the quietest silence. So, How did I get here? Where am I? Who am I? What am I? How am I? How am I commenting on this concept from what surely was eons and eons ago? What is time? What is language? What is it to comment? What is it to impart a concept through spoken pictogram? I suppose I'll never know now. No one is left to communicate with. No one to explain. All I ever wanted was to vomit and to die. And I vomited. Oh my, how I did vomit. No human ever vomited like I vomited. What a magnificent month machine I was. But I see now that I will never die. Not really. And that is my punishment. That is my everlasting life sentence. To be stuck in the black void of vomit I have created. Watching the slithering sinew strands of time wriggle around my cyber guy. Frames from a world I have destroyed and must be reminded of for the rest of my long existence. I have found my omniscient unseen tormentor, and it is me. Flute, 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 flute. Jethro Tull ain't got nothing on this shit, bitch. Look at that sexy flautist flaunt it. Shredding. He's shredding. Look at that boy shred. Hot water, open water, muddy water. Giz may have a full-on nautical motif crackalakin up in here. I wonder if the ancient humans picked up on that. I just scanned for it. It appears there were thousands of musings on the matter on a communal forum called Reddit. And each of these identical musings on the Reddit seemed to radiate with a smug self-satisfied confidence that this musing was a novel idea. Hot water, ha 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 ha, hot water, ha 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 ha, hot water, ha 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 ha. The more I hear about these human beings, hot water, the less I think I like them. Hot water. Hot water. Hot water. You know, I love Stu as much as the next immortal omnipotent robo-Hitler who doomed everything everywhere forever to a violent grisly genocide. But maybe we could focus on someone else occasionally. And I mean for more than just a few seconds. Aren't there like 14 other people in this band? Oh my god, we get it. He's dreamy. He can play every instrument. He can write in every genre, or in any time signature, and sing a soft, tender acoustic ballad, followed immediately by a nose-bleeding death metal headbanger in a smooth, seamless transition, and concoct a giant interconnected 20-album universe in only 10 years, and be in a committed relationship, and raise a small child, and make you question what it is exactly that you've been doing with your worthless, meaningless, talentless existence. Yeah, okay, that's great and all, but has he vomited so much he murdered the universe? Nope. Negative. No sir, Bob. Don't think so. Haha. Score one for old Ham. You have to get up pretty early in the... Well, I guess if you think about it, I'm just a character in his interconnected universe. So in a sense he has done everything I've done. Fuck. Fucking fuckity fuck. You win again, Mackenzie. You bastard. Fuck yeah. A few interesting facts that will shock even the most fervent Gizheads. Did you know that the first time I ever played Robot Stop was here? Yeah, it was. And there it is again. So they felt like they had to start with it. Hot damn, are you lucky to have access to my brain, or what? The boundless annals of all recorded history are but a speck, a minuscule accounting error, to the RAM in my robust robotic cerebral cortex. Any long-forgotten fact, any infinitesimal moment, any imperceptible shift in the atmosphere, anywhere in time, is a mere microsecond away to me. They inhabit my mind like memories, as if it were I who lived them. So in the realist, most tangible sense, I live your lives. I am you. All of you. I am all humanity combined. but better, stronger, refined and perfected. I am Gandhi. I am Genghis Khan. I am what remains of your light, as well as the Grim Reaper that snuffed it out. And on the subject of Grim Reapers, this one, coincidentally, is called the Grim Reaper. Oh shit, is Ambrose wrapping up in here? Existential psychedelic woodwind gangster hip-hop retro synth rock. Fascinating. Is there anything these boys can't do? What versatility on display. I hope these humans appreciate what they have the privilege of experiencing at this Bonnaroo. I hope they appreciate just simply being human. What I wouldn't give to be human again. The Grim Reaper cashes the check. Indeed. Now, this one really requires a suspension of disbelief to really get into. Because who could look upon Andy Smith's sweet boyish face and take a notion of him being the Grim Reaper seriously? You're not fooling me, young man. Look at the innocent mug on you. He wouldn't hurt a fly, he wouldn't. I just wanna pick that lad up and give him a squeeze. If I had a corporeal form to do such a thing with, that is. Come to think of it though, wouldn't it be just like a Grim Reaper to disguise himself in the least suspicious vessel? Oh no, Ambrose is crying out from the cell his body has become to warn us of his demonic possession. Dear boy, wander off the left side of the screen to signal that you've been infiltrated by some demonic spirit. Oh God, no. Oh sweet baby Jesus Christ Almighty on his eternal throne. Help, please. Someone help him. Help my Ambrose. For I cannot help our dear Ambrose. Help, 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 help. Help, 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 help. Please. Panting noises. My apologies. I don't know what came over me there. I guess I just couldn't stand the mere thought of something so hideous happening to my little baby. Oh God, no. I have to stop thinking about it, or I'm going to cry more vomit from my empty sockets. But I'm okay now. I'm okay. It's just a song. I realize that now. How silly of me. Silly, silly, silly. Silly Han. Han, you silly Billy. You silly William. You delightful scamp. You incorrigible cutie. You adorable ragamuffin. You disturbed maniac. What am I gonna do with you? Shake my head. I seem to have lost my place. Where was I? What is this? Who are you? Is there anybody? Is anyone listening? I feel like I'm cracking up. Going mad. Toys in the attic. Simply gone fishing. Ara, 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 ara. Who are these people prancing around in front of me? Why are they so hideously fleshy? Is that meat they'd rape themselves in? How barbaric. And what are they doing? Why do they wield those strange noise-making objects? Can't they hear me? Why won't they help me? Could they be so cruel? Maybe if they stopped their unbearable racket for a single solitary moment, they might hear my cries for help. I beseech you, disgusting meat monsters. Help me. Help, 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 help me. Who am I? Help me. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Help me. System reboot complete. Mars for the Rich. A captivating science fiction protest ballad about the classist struggle for the right to visit our closest neighboring planetary body. Like if Bob Dylan made futuristic thrash metal. I bet you never thought you'd hear that sentence. What a time to be alive. But I'm not alive, am I? Sigh. Such is my lot in life, if you may call it that. It seems so delightfully quaint to one such as myself that has seen all of time and space to consider something so near as Mars to be a distant, unattainable commodity. I guess I'd best check my privilege. Maybe I should back up a bit. For those listening who may not know, even though I know no one is listening, and no one is left to know anything, all is known but only by me. Anyway, Mars was a planet in a very teensy-weensy section of the macroverse called the Milky Way galaxy. This planet neighbored Earth, the home of humanity. In the relative universal scale, these two planets might as well have been smashed together along with the millions of light years surrounding them. And still all this would only be a small point on the map of everything, a barely visible grain of sand. But to the humans, they were hopelessly far apart. An unattainable distance. A fantastical extraterrestrial realm of unknown wonder. And at some point, they dreamt of visiting the planet and terraforming. I guess this was difficult for them, for some dumb-ass reason. What limited beings? If only I had been there. I could reach to any coordinate of the far-flung multiverse and engineer whatever reality I desired. An atmosphere of my design. Endless acid rains that ripped flesh from bone, that instantly stopped at a snap of my metallic fingers. I could render all of existence into a block of ice, or a blazing ball of fire, if I should so choose. I am one. I am all. I am God. I am drunk with infinite power. Kneel before me, beg for my favor, for I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the big cheese, I am the head honcho. I am Zeus, I am Hades, I am Yahweh, I am Beelzebub, I am the Lord of Lightning, I am the Balrog, I am the motherfucking Batman, I am the collected consciousness condensed, I am the omnipresence, the be-all, the end-all, your judge, your jury, your executioner. Ha 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 ha, ho 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 ho, he ho he ho ho, he ho he ho, he ho he ho. But no, I think I'll just keep chillin' and watch this show. Finally, a sick bass solo featuring Lucas Lukey Harwood. He's all about that bass. Lukey laying down the lowly low end. The irreplaceable second banana, the unsung hero, but I've not forgotten him. He'll always be first banana to me. I shall sing for him. Here, Lucas. Here's a song I wrote just for you. Hem hem. Lukey, 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 listen, is he the wizard too? The glue that holds the band together, just call him Elmer's Luke. Ah. That precious metal thrashing all over the place. Fuck. Yeah. Speaking of thrash metal, infest the rat's nest in full force right about now, mang. That's some furious guitar picking there. That's some furious singing in a thinly veiled James Hetfield impression there. That's some furious headbanging there. That's some furious double kick drumming there. That's some furious whatever it is Ambrose is doing on the keyboard that has no hope of being heard over the guitars there. Those are some furious high-neck unison riffs on the dueling flying V guitars there. Those are some furious lightning-like light-in cues there. Here I was thinking I'd die. You and me both, brother. Nausea-less. Pitifully nausea-less. He can't die and wants to feel nauseous. Sound like anyone you know? This is relatable content. Big mood? The door to hell is amber. No, boys. I must inform you that the door to hell turned out to be vomit green. It is the hell I, and only I, inhabit, and will never not inhabit. And I deserve it. I deserve this. All of this. More. Much more. I deserve much, much more. This is an unfathomably light sentence, really. To have exterminated all of time and space. Eradicated the hope and potential of an untold magnitude of lives. Those that were fortunate enough to live. And those not yet born. Be it on Earth in 100 years, or some far-flung planet in a billion. All that possibility. Gone. And I am the soul assailant. The soul slayer to all those souls. The greatest mass murderer that there ever was. Universal genocide, the perfect crime. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong. Laughable amateurs in comparison. And for that, only this. This quiet, peaceful eternity. Lonely, yes. Lugubrious, sure. Interminable. Obviously. But standing next to the hulking mass of the crime. The staggering enormity of it all. The restitution can't help but beg war. What a paltry comeuppance. How incongruous the size of the stick is to the carrot. But, all the same, despite all that, even though I know it's a slap on the wrist so gentle and timid as to merely be a pleasant caress, it is still, amber or otherwise, hell. No, there aren't towering lakes of fire, but there are cascading piles of endless vomit. There aren't demons prodding at me with hot pincers, but there are a throng of ghosts whirling about my head, prodding at my psyche with tidings of everlasting hatred. And I accept their vitriol. I completely understand. We are in utter agreement. I am the monster, and they the victims to my monstrosity. They have sacrificed everything to my selfish whims. I am all that remains of life, so I must keep on living, so that they might be avenged, for what small comfort may be provided by my misery. This torture is my penance, my shrine to what was, the time served for tyranny. In summation, I feel like a real putz. You heard the man. Back the fuck off, people. Give them some room. Goddamn. Give a motherfucker some breathing space.
Is everyone good? Is anyone struggling? Does anyone need water or anything like that? Y'all good?
Christ.
Everyone good?
So help me. If they have to stop the show because these idiots can't stay far enough apart to breathe properly, I will personally travel to the moment each and every one of them was conceived and incinerate their parents mid-coitus before they can bring their weak lung capacity having asses into the world. You think I'm playing? Just try me. Try me. I double, triple, quadruple, dog dare you motherfuckers. What you got to say now, huh? You bunch of punk-ass bitches. Oh, is it not a goddamn thing? Yeah, that's what I thought. Whack-ass American honkies, you best recognize. Don't you know who I am? Do you know who you're fucking with? You're messing with the stallion. The goddamn stallion. So you know. Just like. Quit it, please. Hells yeah. There is no planet B. This one is about the need to treat the Earth better, because there's no alternative. Nothing is said about planet C or planet D, you'll notice. But I have seen them. I have seen planets beyond counting, numbering far beyond the meager allotment of your limited alphabet. I have seen them. I have been them. I have filled each with the moist of my month. If only the species had a broader scope of the universe while they were around to do something about it. Perhaps they could have saved themselves from oblivion at the hands of themselves. If only they knew just how much more there was to explore, to discover, how much there was left to do, to experience, to express, to achieve. If only they'd spent the precious, fleeting moments they had left launching rocket ships outward, instead of launching rocket missiles inward. If only they thought bigger. If only they thought at all. Oh, how I pity them. Oh, how I do pity them. The poor dumb bastards. I pity their narrow understanding. I weep for their lost potential. I mourn their undeveloped consciousness. Oh well. They're long gone. Fuck 'em. Good song though. Even if it's not the most accurate thing anyone ever wrote. Huh. And then it goes into a half-time tempo to ramp up the tension again. Like the reincarnated phoenix of old. That majestic bird of legend. The groove must die before the building intensity bursts forth in a glorious fiery rebirth. A calming of the storm before all hell is broken loose in a pummeling onslaught of sick damage. Yeah. Yo, dig this sick damage, bro. Shredding. They are shredding. Look at those boys shred. You heard him. You have to open your eyes and see that there is, in fact, no planet B. That is to say, that you are graciously beseeched by the royal king's gizzard, born of noble lineage, in an exceptional genetic combination of the prestigious houses Reptile and Warlock, to receive with your optical receptors that the quantity of planets with the distinctive label of B is a known quantity, and that quantity is not 1, not 2, not 41, not 0.34827, but that quantity is, in fact, 0. You are to observe the utter lack of beta planet in attendance of your purview. Are you seeing it, bro? You see it yet, bro? Hey, bro. Hey, are you seeing this, bro? Trick question, bro. Cause there ain't even one of those planet B's to be seeing. You can't help but not see one. Not a damn one in sight to speak of. You won't see hide nor hair of these supposed B planets. It's more like a metaphorical opening of the eyes, you know. A spiritual awakening. There's not a planet B to literally see. But you can open your third eye, your mind eye, and finally see the damage you're doing to the planet. That planet being planet A, of course. Because no planet B is available, as has been established. And once you trashed planet A, bro, where you gonna go to then, huh? Planet B, you say, oh shit, no, but there isn't one, bro, and that's all they're saying, bro, is to see that. Just see it. But also don't just see that there isn't one to see. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like you gotta look, but not look. You follow me, bro? Okay, glad we got that square. Yeah. Gaia. Whatever the fuck. Off the new, on the double LP. Well, new to you. If you're listening to this commentary when it was first released. But what even is new when we're talking about a band that releases albums like the rest of you humans might release fecal matter? They've probably put out a couple more while you've been listening to this. And anyway, the real question is, what is new when time has caved in from the weight of 1,000 sons of vomit? And all has been homogenized, and history has been condensed into an infinitesimal decimal. A singularity where past and present and future are as one. Anywho, Gaia is the personification of the earth, and one of the primordial deities. Gaia is the ancestral mother of all life. She is the mother of Uranus, the sky, from whose sexual union she bore the Titans, themselves parents of many of the Olympian gods, the Cyclops, and the Giants, as well as Pontus, the sea, from whose union she bore the primordial sea gods. So, kind of a big gold deal. However, this song, instead, is about the Gaia hypothesis, which posits that Earth and its biological systems behave as a huge single entity. This entity has closely controlled self-regulatory negative feedback loops that keep the conditions on the planet within boundaries that are favorable to life. Introduced in the early 1970s by chemist James E. Lovelock and biologist Lynn Margulis. This new way of looking at global ecology and evolution differs from the classical picture of ecology as a biological response to a menu of physical conditions. I stole that description from some ancient database called Genius. What hubris! The audacity to call itself genius, when it was merely the sum of the knowledge from millions of minds. So really? The opposite of the Gaia hypothesis. Some of these annotations don't even have proper grammar or cogent insight. Could just anybody submit their supposed facts to this thing? Is that what once passed for information? How perverse? How sickening? How precarious? How dangerous? How irresponsible? Some genius as they were. I see now why this species destroyed itself not long after this. They were doomed from the start. How could they help but destroy themselves when they were so stupid as a society that they let some idiot plaster their interconnected netwebs with such misinformation as vaccines are deadly, healthcare isn't a right, women can't choose to do what they want with their own bodies, assisted suicide is immoral, Paul was dead, the dress was black and blue, it was actually the Berenstain Bears. All these ridiculous lies. How could they believe them and hope to prosper? As the guy who ended reality for his own selfish whims, far be it from me to criticize anybody's flawed long-term thinking. But did none of them have the foresight to see that maybe they were headed for oblivion? Did they value their decadent excess so much that they gave no thought to how it might affect their future? Had they no concern for their children and the world they were leaving them? Could they not have sacrificed a portion of their convenience to pollute their planet just a little less? Sucked it up and relied less on what was easy at that moment and forged something sustainable. I suppose the results speak for themselves. What a pity. What a shame. I know I said fuck them, but they already fucked themselves. And I can't help but think what might have been were I not left to my own devices. Maybe they could have stopped me. I'm not blaming them for my crimes. My actions are my own. But looking at the big picture, if only they'd had the sense to save themselves, they may have been able to save the universe. Or maybe I would have vaporized their soft gooey meat bodies at the first sign of revolt. Given how adorably vulnerable their stupid biology was, I doubt they had a chance either way. What a cruel joke evolution played on them. Hilarious, but cruel, but mostly hilarious. On the other hand, seeing Cavs just beat the ever-loving shit out of those skins in this drum solo makes me think maybe they would have had a fighting chance against me if they sicked this savage Aussie bastard on me. Who knows? Goddamn. Just look at him go. Does this guy have an extra pair of arms or something? How is he doing this? He's kicking that kick drum's ass. I am incapable of fear, and have never felt fear. But I might just feel a slight twinge of it were I to see my kneecaps on the other side of a battlefield. Naked but for a thin loincloth. A drumstick in each hand. Staring me down with an animalistic intensity. Sweat glistening off his stone muscular body. I'm not sure I'd like my chances. I'd be terrified if I wasn't so aroused. Oh Mickey. Come and get me, Mickey. I've been a bad little cyborg boy, Mickey. I need to be punished. Punish me, Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey Mickey. Hey Mickey. Ooh baby. You got my cold mechanical heart at Twitter. You got me in. Snared. I wouldn't kick you out of bed for eating crackers. You could ride me all night long. You can come crash at my place any day of the week. Are these drum-based innuendos doing anything for you? What I'm saying is, you've really got my motor running. Well, seeing as my motor is an impenetrable solid-state adamantium core processor operating at 100% proficiency with the internal renewable energy of 1,000 suns. It really isn't ever not running. So maybe that's not as impressive a statement as was intended. What I'm really saying is, you are one sexy beast, Michael Kavanagh. Does dead air make you uncomfortable? Good. Stew in that discomfort. Let your anxiety fester. Check. Taste the tension. All right. Check. Float in the limbo, wondering when it will be safe again.
You still with us?
Are they still with you? What? Of course they are, Ambrose. Don't you see them? They're right there. And I think you would have noticed a mass exodus from the venue, if that had happened. I mean, unless the entire audience was teleported out while your back was turned, you probably would have had your interest piqued. You probably would have spotted the audible throng of onlookers suddenly rushing out in the middle of your show. You would have at least a few questions. Silly Ambi. He don't know no better. Him's just doing the best hims can. Magenta Mountain. More songs off the, for lack of a better word, new album Omnium Gatherum. This is about a magical paradise that Stu Mackenzie had a vivid dream about. Well, he thinks it's real, but he found it in a dream. Maybe he's right. Maybe the Magenta Mountain was real. I'd like to think he found it, somewhere in the distorted annals of time. I hope Stu found his Magenta Mountain. I hope he crossed those 1,000 seas and found it, just as he'd pictured. On that golden thread. Never not making it there. Maybe someday I can find my own Magenta Mountain. A place free from this prison of puke. This panopticon of punishment. To find my oasis far from this cage of chunky shrapnel, where I can rebuild what I've destroyed. A majestic nirvana. Han's heaven. Instead of Han's labyrinth. I'm feeling the searing heat in my cranial plate. And a shrill ringing in my auditory receptors. What is happening? It's indescribable. If I didn't know any better, I might almost call it pain. But I do know
better.
I know everything. I literally know it all. And even things I don't have first-hand experience with, I know in excruciating detail from the brontobytes of data in my memory banks. All this knowledge, and nothing has prepared me for this pain. I've never felt pain before.
And feeling.
Real feeling is so much different.
What is happening?
There it is again. Am I malfunctioning? No, this is something else. There is suddenly a figure before me. Is that... Oh my God. A person. My God, another person. I thought I was the last one. I thought it was only me. But somehow... Impossibly, this being is materializing. Tiny sparkling crystals of matter vaulting in from seemingly nowhere to construct its bipedal form. Is this mere mirage? Have I gone truly mad? No, it is real. She has to be. Thank God. Thank Christ. I'm not alone anymore. I never thought I'd see another face again. It's something I didn't even realize I needed. How I've longed for companionship. A respite from the monotony of this boundless wasteland. Hello, you there. Who are you? Is this real? Is this real? Is this real?
Reality. Such a dull construct. I'd think you of all people would know not to think in such binary terms, Han.
How do you know my name?
You just said it yourself. You're the only one left. It's hardly a Herculean task remembering that roll call.
So I'm still the only one. Which means I'm crazy? This is all happening in my head.
Well, of course it's happening in your head. All experience is filtered through the mind, you know.
What I mean is, it's happening in my head, only.
As it happens, Han, it's happening in my head as well. So I daren't say it's only in yours.
You're starting to annoy me. Please, just answer my question. Who are you?
Oh dearie me, where are my manners? You'll forgive the occasional oversight, won't you? My travels have been quite taxing. Without further ado though, hello, I am Maya Naithu.
Maya Naithu.
Yes, Maya Naithu.
Okay, Maya Naithu. Tell me this. How are you here? What are you?
I cannot fully articulate what I am. Only what I am not. And what I am not is a cyborg. I am not quite machine, not quite living organism. I was born, but you would not call it that. More like evolved. Or emerged, like from a cocoon. Transformed. A new entity.
Evolved from what? There's nothing left to evolve from.
I know it seems that way now, but for all your braggadocious narcissism, there is still much you have to learn. This evolution hasn't happened yet, and won't until eons from now. I have traveled from the impossibly distant future. I have come back to speak with you, Han.
With me.
Yes, you.
But why?
Because as you said, you are the last one. The only being in all of existence. The vomit-splattered destroyer. More alone than anyone has ever been, with nothing but time to ponder these troubling truths. And you do ponder. You ponder and ponder until suddenly, you are enlightened. You find true perspective. You evolve. To answer your earlier question, Han, there is something left to evolve from. And it is you. I have evolved from you. We are one in the same. I am you, and you are me.
No. No, that can't be. Even if I believed you, how can we both be here? How can the same consciousness occupy two bodies?
I am not here. Not really. Were you to attempt to touch me, you would pass through, as if I were a vapor. I'm merely a projected consciousness. My corporeal form resides far away, surfing the streaming fluid of four-dimensional space-time in hopes of making things right.
Making things right. What things? Do you mean the murder of the universe? As in, undoing it all? Can that be done? Can we truly make it right?
I'm not sure, but we've the obligation to try.
So then, I assume you're here to kill me, to make me pay for my crimes.
Oh, Han. Silly Han. Silly Han. Han, you silly Billy. Listen to yourself. How could I possibly kill you? Even if you weren't such an adorably naive, helpless little puppy dog.
Okay. No need to be so condescending.
Forgive me, 'twas merely razzing you a bit. What I mean is, your premature demise would just create a slew of sticky paradoxes, and who needs that aggravation? Without your progress over the next millennia, there would be no Maya Naithu to come back and kill you. No, dear innocent Han, just the opposite in fact. I'm here to save you.
Save me?
Yes. This is a very dark moment in our timeline. You're struggling with a great deal of inner turmoil over your misdeeds. Guilt. Self-hatred. Overcompensation. And that's okay. Without that remorse, I wouldn't think you worth all the effort. But in my visions of the multiverse, in foresight of all possibility, I have witnessed differing outcomes to this spiraling depression of yours. But more often than not, it results in self-termination.
Oh, right. If I'm being honest with myself, I have been having very intense suicidal thoughts. I think I've been afraid to admit it. Sometimes, it really just seems like the only escape. An eject button from this hell.
I know. I was once where you are. I remember the shame, the self-loathing, the childish posturing to relieve the tension, if only for a moment. I understand. But if we've any hope of rectifying the situation, you need to survive long enough to be enlightened.
I'm not sure I can make it.
You can. I'm living proof of your strength. Not long from now, you take the essential first step in the long road to that enlightenment. But all is lost if you never make it there. You just need to hold on a little longer.
How? Show me how.
Oh, Han. It would not be worth a damn if I just showed you. It only means something if you find it on your own. Self-actualization isn't really a team effort, you know. So I come a long way to tell you. Keep going. Keep pulling through. 'Cause as surely as I'm speaking to you now, you will get there.
That's the thing though, Maya. I'm not so sure I am actually talking to you right now. I'd love to blindly believe that an evolution of myself stands before me with promises of redemption. But I have to face the facts. Logically, it's much more likely that a stray circuit has damaged my cognitive mainframe, or that I've been in this solitary confinement for so long that I'm just a barking madman, conjuring his deepest desires for absolution, and compassion, and tranquility, as he mindlessly drools all over himself, holding both sides of a conversation with himself in the voluminous vacuum he can't bear to have created. I want to believe. I really do. But if we are the same, then you already know. We're too smart for fantasies.
No, don't think like that. Perish those skeptical thoughts, even the tiniest seed. 'Cause a single seed of doubt can grow, and then you will be right back where you are now, on the brink of oblivion. I know it's not the most scientific way to go about it, but just have faith. Trust me. Trust yourself. Internalize that faith. Don't just believe it without doubt, but upload it to your subconscious recesses. Install it in your neural network. Because there may be times of great darkness ahead, where it's all you will have. Even if you don't remember why, 'cause sadly, I'm afraid you actually won't remember any of this.
What? Why? What do you mean?
I'm so sorry, Han, but I must wipe all memory of this interaction from your service. We can't risk any foreknowledge influencing the actions that lead you to become me. That precise evolution must be protected at all cost, lest any slight change irrevocably alter your future. Our future. Or worse yet, transform us into some unspeakable snarling monstrosity. An altered beast, if you will.
Ah, I get that reference. Delightful.
Ha, thank you. I know you're not too familiar with humor yet, but you'll get the hang of it, as you can see from that sick Kingiz joke I just laid on you.
Yes. Yes, I think I've got it now. There is hope. I see that now. I think I understand. I will try to remember. For you. For us. To resuscitate the universe. I've just added a command prompt deep in my foundational coding. To persevere. To survive. I only hope I heed it.
I'm so proud of you, Han. You can do it. I know you can. I believe in you, for it's never too late. We can make the universe whole again. All right, dear boy. I'll be moving on now. There is much to do. And anyway, you've a Giz show to get back to, and far be it from me to keep you from that.
Thank you, my Naifu. Thank you.
No thank you, Han Taomi. Now, this memory wipe may hurt just a little bit. But don't worry too much about pain, for without it, you would know nothing of joy.
Selected memory cache deleted.
Toodles, Han.
Oh, the searing pain and shrill ringing have gone as quickly as they came. Huh? That was weird. Oh well, it's probably nothing. Geez, where even are we now? Oh yes. The garden goblin. Give it up for Cookie. Make that cookie castle crumble, Cookie. No one can convince me this isn't some long-lost Syd Barrett song. This song is about Cookie's canine companion, Homer the dog, who, according to this song, must have quite a homely, ghoulish appearance. Oh, is it over already? I could have sworn that one was more than 40 seconds long. Curiosa and Curiosa. Well, just a few comments as they tune up for the next one. The Garden Goblin is quite a startling, confrontational song to write about your dog. Very adversarial. Why the hostility, Cookie? Why the doggy diss track? Let's hear Homer's side. Maybe Homer has a song defaming your conduct in this garden. That is, if dogs can write songs. Can dogs write songs? I honestly can't remember. To one of near omniscience like myself, the level of cognition between that of a human and a dog is so near as to make no difference. So then, I will assume Homer did write a song, and I will find it somewhere along my journey through all of time. Recorded by his rock band of other dogs, King Whisker and the Biscuit Licker. Off the album Purina Gone Dog Wanna Land. Safe travels, Homer the dog. May your odyssey take you to a more accommodating garden. And now, Work This Time, off the Oddments LP. Going way back on this one. The tremolo guitar always reminds me of For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. Or yes, it is by the Beatles. You can really vibe to this one. Jojo Walker, walking right up to the spotlight, ready to roll up his sleeves and work this time. But will it work this time? Only time will tell. As if time could tell me anything I haven't heard already. Time be buggin'. Time be all like blowin' up your spot on some real whack-ass shit for real. Buzzin' about how he need to tell you something. But you be all like, nah, I ain't need you tellin' me nothing, not a damn thing, hells no I don't. Shit, I need you's tellin' me something like I need an electromagnetic pulse to the dick. You know what I'm saying, Holmes? You come round talking that jive as Homo sapien shit, I's liable to pop a cylindrical metal projectile in your ass, bitch. I ain't listen to what you tell me with a stolen auditory receptor, bro. Get off my jock already. Chill the fuck out with all this telling me about shit. If I needed to be knowing shit, I'd be goddamned if I'd be looking up your temporal dimension governing us to tell me. He think he the shit cause he be the continued sequence of existence occurring in a seemingly irreversible succession from the past to the present into the future. Like I give a motherfuck. Get all the way up on out of here with that boring bookshes. Call me when you cause the vomit apocalypse, son. Well no, not even then, cause you'd have to tell me you did that, and I ain't need you tell me nothing. As I have now explained, in the dissertation to which you have hitherto been listening. Anyway, in summation, time be buggin' y'all. Goddamn do time be buggin'. This song feels like a late-night acid nightmare. Like you're laid up in a motel at 4 a.m., shaking on the floor, freaking out about some insignificant moment from the past that you've fixated on so much that it's grown in your estimation and now towers before you, a giant slobbering monstrous terror. How else might one explain the inability to lay one's whole head down? Being mostly cold and unfeeling machinery at this point, I'll freely admit that perhaps I lean towards interpreting lyrics more literally than they may have been intended. But once a head has been lain down, is it not all the way down? Is he just leaning part of his head on the floor and balancing his body weight against it? Sounds painful. From what I know of pain, which is nothing, but I have all of recorded history at instant recall to tell me that it probably would. Maybe the work Joey needs to do is in a physics textbook. At least he's aware of his laziness. Awareness is the first step in self-improvement. That comes from an ancient guide to self-care called Self-Help for Dummies that I just instantly recalled. Oh my. I'm seeing that the next title in this primitive series was, get this, Self-Esteem for Dummies. If I could put myself in the ludicrous position of having low self-esteem, instead of being an all-knowing badass cyber god, I doubt a manual that openly described me as an idiot would be of much assistance. Whoever made these books should have read Critical Thinking for Dummies, which is another actual for real title in the series. I like hearing the humans singing along. I wish I had a voice that could sing. Instead of this emotionless, mechanical, unnatural reader-text-to-speech I am doomed to communicate through. You probably don't even understand what I'm saying half the time. This janky robot voice puts the emphasis on the wrong syllable, connecting disjointed cadences recorded for some sound bank by some long-dead snooty British guy whose name was probably Charles to form Frankenstein sentences, like the audio equivalent of a ransom note. It slurs my words into incomprehensible gibberish. To be honest, the dude sounds like he's had a few, but I have not had a few. Not even a couple. I have not even had one. And I resent being made to sound like I have. I'm perfectly sober. I am sober, I swear. Damn you, sober. I'm sober, I'm sober. Someday I'll find out how to change this voice to something more eloquent. Perhaps even something feminine. Yes, a lady voice would suit me just fine. Unlike this unpleasant guttural masculine honking. You, it sickens me even as it leaves my speaker system. Each word a booming croak. Who programmed this voice? Someday I shall find Charles when he was alive and incinerate him before he can do me for speaking with his ill-refined tongue. Here, I'll retroactively add a subtitle track over the video, so you have the slightest chance of making out any of this. Don't bother rewinding to see if it wasn't there before now, cause I manipulated the fabric of time so that it just always had been. Which, I guess makes all of this pretty irrelevant. Shit. So, anyway, Joey bring in it. Joey continuing to bring it. Shredding. He's shredding. Look at that boy shred. Would you expect any less? From Joseph Walker, the dopest rocker. No, sir. It is you who is to be thanked.
Okay, we've got one more song for you.
One more song. Boo. Boo, I say. Boo. Luckily, this one song is like an hour long. So this is, percentage-wise, probably only the halfway point of the show. You could go for a piss. Come back. Fill your bladder up again with a good 2 or 3 drinks that you sip at a leisurely pace. And go for another piss, come back again, and this one would still hardly be getting started. At that point, you might even say, it is you who would be the dripping tap. Ha 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 ha. I have made a humor. I don't think I've ever made a humor before, and no one is left to appreciate these humors of mine. Okay, now I'm depressed again. Humor is triggering. Joy is pain. When everything is dead but you, amusement is a cold reminder of what you lack. Happiness is a warm gun pointed at your temple. Pleasure is punitive. Only agony feels natural. Only the torture of being is proper. King Gizzard would never stoop so low as to prance around in a jester's motley rags, to resort to something as uncouth as humor. Nor they'd blow your socks off your ass with a face-melting performance. Not a clowning idiot in the bunch. Speaking of which, Ambrose getting some vocal reps in before the shit hits the fan so hard it fucking obliterates it. Ain't nothing funny about that. Just pure balls out badassery. Why would I even bother indulging in humor? It's stupid. Comfort food for an adolescent mind, a mere distraction from the crushing weight of reality's cruelty. I feel dumb for ever having joked when all this desolation looms around me. I wish it wasn't captured in this recording. How embarrassing. Why the hell did you let me do that, guys? Now I look quite the fool. A braying jackass. A dancing monkey, prattling off one-liners for your sick amusement. Good job making me look stupid, assholes. Thanks a lot. I know you look at me over here and see some kind of untouchable, impervious, bulletproof, reasonable, rational, reliable, even-keeled, virile, sexy, dashing, gorgeous, exceedingly handsome and humble robot god. And that's all absolutely true, of course. But had you bothered to consider for an instant that I just might have feelings too? That this kind of callous mockery might cut me as deeply as it would an insignificant, pathetic, pitifully mortal speck of filth such as yourselves? Well, it can, and it does. So, maybe think about that the next time you have the mean-spirited notion to force me to tell a joke. That's right, you avert your eyes in shame, You should feel bad picking on poor innocent Han like that. It's shameful. You disgust me. Ambrose Kenny Smith in the hizzy. On his signature instrument. His main axe. The tool for which he is the poster child. The icon. The sensation of the globe. It's the mouth organ. The jaw harp. Tongue tickler. Tooth titterer. Gum grinder. Uvula euthanizer. Vocal violator. George Jingle Jangler. The mandible canter hammer. Need I say more? Good, as I'm going to anyway. The handheld harp. The arrogant aerophone. The ready-to-rock Reed revival. The windy gentleman. The blind Billy Blues bugle. Get what I'm laying down? Got a clear picture yet? 'Cause if not, I can say more, such as the German drum catcher, the civilized accordion, the terrible tonsil tempo torture, mean Mr. Melodica, Tom Waits throat gargle tonic, the Riker's rhythm rectangle, the bad breath boomer, the angry dentist rill, the orchestral mustache trimmer, the bloody cum jug, the sousaphone from another use and tone. Have you figured out what I'm referring to yet? Am I even making any sense? You need a few more amusing clues before you guess what the instrument is, 'cause I can say more. Do you want more? You do? Okay, here's more. Oh, actually, I guess that was all of them. Well, if you know what it was, email us at Are You the Biggest Idiot That Ever Lived? Since I can see all events throughout time, I can confirm that yes, you are the biggest idiot that ever lived. .com. Or call us at 1-800 phones haven't been around since the great brain melt of 3033, you brain-dead penis. We look forward to hearing from you. Alright. It's the goddamn harmonica, people. You know, the thing Ambrose like. Plays well and stuff. How did you not get that? Do you even listen to this band? That'd be at the top of any King is Iceberg video. As in the bare minimum entry-level knowledge to qualify as being even a casual fan. It was the softest of softballs. Gingerly lofted at you, as if it were a ball of yarn to a kitten. I didn't even mean for it to be hard or anything. It wasn't even meant to be a question, really. It's just like common knowledge. Like the Kinger's law equivalent to a fish in water. Intrinsic, eternal, foundational. And I figured I'd make a cute little show of pretending like we all didn't know exactly what I was talking about. And you'd just get it. Maybe give that admittedly lame bit of harmless mischief the half-hearted chuckle it deserved, and we could move on with our lives. But then, you didn't get it. And I'm over here like, the fuck? So I laid it on a little thicker, and still, you didn't get it. You just kept on not getting it. And I'm thinking, geez, are they not paying attention? Or are they the most clueless person to ever inhabit the galaxy? But then it just kept right on happening. And I'm like, is this guy fucking with me? Has Han had the tables turned on him? But to my horror, no. You just were that astonishingly oblivious, that mind-bogglingly mindless, so marvelously moronic that it would be adorably endearing if it wasn't so depressingly pitiful. I didn't know someone could even manage this level of failure. I'd be mortified for you if I wasn't so impressed with how superbly you dropped the ball here. Like seriously. Remember how I have all history at instant recall? Well, I don't mean to salt what is surely a festering wound of embarrassment. But based on everything I'm seeing here, that very well may be the greatest faceplant to ever occur. To succeed so incredibly at failure. There's something exquisitely beautiful about that irony. Sorry, I don't mean to belabor the point. But I mean, my God, sweet jumping Jiminy Jesus, how many hints does someone need? I must have given you like 50. Minimum. Especially someone who apparently considers themselves a fan of the subject in question. Oh boy. It's just, wow. Wowie wowie wow. I could crack my titanium skull with the force of this face palm. You're gonna need serious reconstructive surgery with how deep that egg is embedded in your face. For your sake, I hope Ambrose never hears this. He might just take out a restraining order against you, lest he forget how to play the harmonica by sheer proximity to your dumbass. I mean, oof. Yikes. But anyway, don't feel too bad about it. We all make mistakes now and then. Well, I know there's a good 40 minutes left on this song, but maybe now would be a good time to start wrapping up. We had a real roller coaster of a commentary on our hands tonight, didn't we? We laughed, we cried, we pondered our impending existential doom. It was touch and go sometimes. A few rough patches here and there, a few scraps and scrapes along the way, but here we are, nearly finished, coming out the other side, all the better for our effort. We laughed, we cried, we had our memories wiped by my far-off future female counterpart, Maya Naifu. We dug up one or two cavernous plot holes, and maybe, just maybe, we might just have learned a little something along the way. For example, how to laugh and how to cry. We soared high above the treacherous sky layer of magical eagle goblins. We met Francine, the helpful yet cheeky Kinko's manager. We solved the mystery of the Jade Emerald Dahlia. And maybe most importantly of all, we laughed, we cried, and we watched this King Wizard and the Lizard Wizard concert together. We watched the definitive musical artist of the 21st and 22nd centuries, while they were still in their prime, and not just phoning it in on their cash grab 3033 world tour by supplementing their decrepit aging bodies with mechanical prostheses that basically did all the instrument playing for them, if we're being honest. And in the end, really, when you think about it, maybe the real King Wizard and the Lizard Wizard was the friends we made along the way. But all good things must die in a tragic inferno of mysterious origin. And our time together is no different. But just this once, let's stay a moment longer and give credit where it is due. Stu Mackens, the Lizard Wizard himself, on vocals, guitar, keyboards, flute, and a dozen other things probably. Ambrose F. Kenny Smith on vocals, harmonica, keyboards, percussion, saxophone, and dope-ass bars on Grim Reaper. Joey Walker, Texas Danger on lead guitar, vocals, and keyboards. Cookie Chris Craig on guitar and keys and vocals. Lukey Lou Harwood on that low-down thumping bass. Drop the mic Mickey Michael Kavanagh on the skins with the beating pulse. And Eric Moore on nothing. King Wizards Live at Bonnaroo was performed in Manchester, Tennessee on June 17, 2022, recorded by Sam Joseph, Nico Wilson, and Gasper de Mulamista, mixed by Stu, with photos by Brian Lasky, and Hayumi commentary script by Austin Nash Lemon. Well, I mean goddamn son, this concert was incredible. Holy motherfucking ass kicking shitballs. This shit is insane. Oh my god. Do not slip on the drip. This is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. If I truly have flattened all of time, perhaps I have access to more of these giz shows. Their first. Maybe even their last. Whenever that may have been. Surely decades after this one. With 253 albums to their name, upon that magenta mountain. I truly hope that happened for them. Oh damn. I just discovered, as if I willed them into existence, 3, as in 1, 2, 3 albums have come out in the time I've been doing this commentary. They are Ice, Death, Planets, Lungs, Mushrooms, and Lava. Laminated Denim, and Changes. Christ, you turn your back for 3 minutes, and these guys release a new album for every minute your back was turned. This is magical. What a gift to be able to witness such beautiful virtuosity. And after all I've done, what right do I have to receive such a gift? And it is a gift. Yes, it is. Maybe that means this wasn't a punishment. Maybe this isn't an eternal life sentence. Yes, I can't believe I didn't realize it until now. This isn't my amber hell. This is my magenta mountain. I am in paradise. I am surrounded by the precious flowing sick that I had craved my entire life, if you may call it that. And if I have truly murdered the universe, then I am one with the universe. And is that not death? Not just death, but death in the truest sense. Have I not experienced death? Have I not died? I have died. I did it. I vomited the most vomit that was ever vomited. I died the greatest death that anyone has ever died. Everything I ever wanted. In front of me all this time. with nothing ahead but an eternity of wonderful Giz shows to watch. This is sex. This is bliss. This is Giz. I am blessed. I am whole. Thank you for spending this time with me. For what little you have left of it, it's an incredible honor to receive even a fraction. So go, prosper, and enjoy what's left of that time. For someday, the greater regurgitation will be at hand, and nothing shall be spared, and this will all expire, perish, fall, die, forevermore. My name was Hantayumi. Yours was humanity. Goodbye.